In this video, taking a look at Nexo, no smoke without fire. So yesterday, these guys were raided, their offices over in Sofia, Bulgaria. And over the past 24 hours, a load of information has circulated around the potential insolvency of this company. They, of course, rebut those claims. So let's go through the information. I'll present what I've found, and I'll leave it up to you guys in the comment section down below as to whether Nexo is going to get through this or not. But a quick market update just before we get into that. As you can see, Bitcoin has been tearing up here, now over $19,000, has run into a bit of congestion here at around 19.1 to 19.2, but it looks like it may come and recoup the fall from around 20,500 bucks to 21,200, say, which is the area we fell from around the FTX debacle. Major catalyst for this move up here is, of course, liquidations of the shorts they were piling on, and as you can see from the red bars on the right hand side here, loads of Bitcoin shorts have been liquidated with the move up. And now over on GMX stats, you can see what the traders are doing. Now the longs are starting to pile in. 132 million of open interest, 34 million short, 98 million long today, which could well spell a bit of a pullback as the longs will probably get rinsed. So always a fun day in crypto if you want to take a punt and start trading some of these. On leverage, utilize GMX, the on-chain perps platform. You can trade ETH, BTC, Link, and Uni on up to 50x leverage if you're an absolute degen, link down below. So over to the Nexo news. Yesterday, they were raided, about 13 of their offices over in Bulgaria. Nexo has now denied reports that they've experienced massive outflows of funds from users. And amid these ongoing investigations, they're now looking to sue the authorities in charge, essentially the Bulgarian government. This report suggests that there were no search warrants upon the investigation beginning. So apparently they've just, knocked through their doors and said, look, we're investigating you, and nothing was provided until hours later. And Nexo believes this raid was conducted against the law and demonstrates total incompetence of those conducting the shameful action. So from what they're stating here, it sounds like they were stiff-armed by the Bulgarian authorities, and they say that they keep up to date with anti-money laundering and have been cooperating with the likes of Chainalysis. The reason given as to the raid is due to the fact there's loads of sanctions against Russians from Europe and the US, and apparently these were being circumvented by Russian citizens utilizing the Nexo platform. So in this raid, it states there were over 300 police officers. They conducted checks across 15 different addresses, and currently this is just limited to the area of Bulgaria. In terms of the outflows of capital, the spokesperson here says nothing more than usual, and we're in a bear market, and the net outflows account for less than 2% of Nexo's total assets under management. Over on their website, they have a real-time attestation where you can see the current liabilities and the collateral ratio behind them, suggesting they're fully backed. More on this in just a second. You want to remember this name here, Armanino. Nexo also put out a tweet thread yesterday as well, saying they've had to turn down loads of business over the years due to the KYC AML policies, and they are doing everything by the book. So they've had a full rebuttal here of pretty much everything. They have over 30 AML and compliance officers, and they reference that crypto is terrible for illicit purposes, and so using traditional finance rails is a much better place if you want to conduct such activities. They sign off the tweet thread, we're always cooperating with the relevant authorities and regulators, and we are hopeful we will have some exciting news in the weeks to come. So there we have the Nexo side of the story here, but Dirty Bubble Media, who's uncovered a load of different scams, fraudulent activity, etc. in the crypto space, published this just yesterday. Nexo is recto after this multinational investigation and raid that took place over in Bulgaria. So these guys turned over Celsius and BlockFi and presented an argument as to why both of those were insolvent, and correctly so. And so they say the last man standing in the cryptocurrency lending industry was Nexo, a Bulgarian firm operating in multiple countries, and in September we warned you that Nexo was likely insolvent. This came after the fact there were multiple cease and desist orders. One of these orders was from the state of Kentucky, asserted that Nexo was actually insolvent without marking their holdings of their proprietary Nexo token to market. We demonstrated that this token was like Cell and FTT, effectively worthless and part of a flywheel. Per that Kentucky filing, Nexo sold 525 million tokens during the ICO, retaining the remaining 475 million Nexo tokens on its own balance sheet. With that, Nexo could then mark to market their Nexo holdings and show good financial health. And according to regulators, Nexo now holds 95% of the total Nexo tokens in existence on its balance sheet. So you can see the comparisons with the likes of Cell Intel and FTT there straight out the gates. Dirty Bubble Media then showed that Nexo token was thinly traded and on some questionable exchanges, MEXC Global in particular here, and they state that when you look at the MEXC ETH wallet address, it holds only 95,000 Nexo tokens, despite hosting several millions of dollars worth of daily Nexo trades. They were trading in excess of 40x the volume than the amount of tokens they held on that address. So some crazy wash trading at least going on there, but seems rather odd. Now that transparency audit you saw and the name tagged again, Armanino. So the man behind this firm, Arthur Armanino, got a full article written on him back in December by Dirty Bubble Media. You can check it out via the link I'll leave down below. And he was the one that gave FTX their full audit green tick. Then this goes on that back in December, Nexo abruptly announced they will be leaving the US due to regulatory concerns. And then yesterday we have the raid taking place, allegedly due to Russian entities and individuals trying to evade EU and US sanctions. Foreign services have detected a load of suspicious transactions against Russian banks as well as companies and citizens of the Russian Federation. And in recent months, the FBI has been investigating the activities of the Bulgarian crypto platform due to data on a hidden hole in the amount of over $4 billion from investors. So there we have some of the data on that potential insolvency. Now, with just $2.4 billion of liabilities on their website, how could there be a $4 billion hole? If you just go to the website again, you can see that they've had over $130 billion processed in their 5 years since inception. So the worry being shown by Larry Cermak, who is a VP of research over at The Block, is this. He tagged together all of the on-chain wallets he could find for Nexo and found that there's currently holdings in excess of $378 million, but out of that, 264 mil is in Nexo tokens and only 114 mil in non-Nexo holdings, which would suggest a potential frailty in the assets they have on hand. One of the DeFi strategists did clap back in the tweet down here, saying this is not an exhaustive list of EVM and non-EVM and also exchange accounts, and it doesn't make sense to keep large quantities of assets in hot wallets on-chain just sitting idle, i.e. they want to generate gains on them, and so the majority of assets therefore could be in other places. He cites Nexo Prime and Nexo Pro here. So Larry from The Block suggesting they have around 370 mil of total assets that he could find, and then Arkham Intel suggests around 450 mil here, but out of which 337 are in the Nexo token. So this was the latest on Nexo so far. They were raided. Evasion of EU and US sanctions were the reason stated. There's a potential $4 billion hole that has been covered somehow. The real-time auditor has gone offline, no longer dealing with cryptocurrency entities. But Nexo vows that it's doing everything to keep its nose clean, and they're looking to sue the Bulgarian authorities due to an unlawful raid. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one down below. There's not many crypto lenders left. Are Nexo guilty of illicit activity, or do you think someone is trying to take out the last of the competition here? Drop me a comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts.